Hello, friends. Do you know what is the key action that, if enforced and implemented wholeheartedly, will solve almost 80% of Emiratization related challenges? Stay with me till the end to learn more. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the bell button to receive our future videos. Moreover, if you have not yet enrolled in my exclusive Emiratization online training programs for both Emirati job seekers and employers in the UAE, then you can do so using the links in the description box of this video. Remember, these are the only online training courses available on Emiratization in the market today. This is especially important if you are an employer looking to achieve your Emiratization targets before year end and want to sign up for these courses to enhance your knowledge and skills about Emiratization. The topic of today's episode could potentially be one of the most important topics that I can possibly tackle when it comes to Emiratization. I can already claim that once we take the necessary steps to enforce and implement this solution in our country by the relevant authorities through the right set of legislation, we will begin to witness positive changes and make great strides in the field of nationalization in the United Arab Emirates. So, our topic for today is the necessity of localizing all leadership and strategic positions in human resources across both public and private sector in the UAE. As an expert in human resources and Emiratization, I've always believed that the mandatory localization of leadership and strategic positions in the field of human resources across public and private sectors is the step that will move us from a country who is firefighting the challenges of Emiratization to a country that is proud of its excellent nationalization outcomes and capable of sharing the best practices in this field with other countries. This is especially important because it aligns with the strategic direction of our government and the vision of our leadership. May God protect them, as their focus have always been in taking the lead and being number one in anything we do. Hence, there is no point in directing all our energy as a nation towards activities that may require to invest a huge amount of time and resources to manifest few positive results here and there, which ultimately won't even be sustainable. In other words, we should as a nation focus on the root causes, not the symptoms, if we want to drive the Emiratization agenda forward in this country. It's just a matter of working on the right things for a good amount of time that will get us the desired results. We can save time, efforts, and energy and make both qualitative and quantitative leaps in Emiratization. Results that we have never seen indicates will be possible. Our aim is not to achieve certain quotas or get handful positive results here and there to feel accomplished 2 times a year. Please understand that Emiratization is much bigger than that. Most of us know that we would eventually need to go down the track of localizing the top HR role in public and private sector at some point if we want to make noticeable progress on Emiratization front. So, why we don't take this historical step now as a UAE government? This is just so obvious as a solution and can be enforced like the quota system and take its implementation pace. However, the impact of this can be incredibly significant on the Emiratization agenda in the UAE in terms of the quality and quantity of Emirati hires across the various dynamic sectors. This reminds me of the Pareto principle in business, widely known as 80-20 rule, which states that 80% of the outcomes are caused by 20% of the efforts or inputs. What I mean, if we put all other haphazard Emiratization-related initiatives and activities on the side and focus entirely on localizing the key HR roles, which is our 20% across public and private sector, for a while, we'll start noticing the 80% of desired outcomes manifesting over time. Easy. just focus on the right things. Our focus must be on achieving 100% nationalization over the next 3 to 5 years and beyond in the following jobs: Chief HR Officers, HR VPs, HR General Managers, Executive HR Directors, and HR Managers. Have you ever wondered why most new age management and leadership gurus continue urging us to work smarter, not harder? It is obviously more sensible to seek innovative ways and find smart alternatives to reach the same goal with minimum resources and efforts, and as quickly as possible, rather than exerting a lot of unnecessary efforts and wasting time and resources. This very thought process aligns with the UAE Government Direction and philosophy, as well as the aspirations of our leaders and their visionary outlook to achieve progress and prosperity in all aspects of life. They always put people development and talent enablement at the forefront of their priorities. They understand that this is our passport to create a brighter future and achieve social and economical development and welfare of the nation and its people. In this context, what about those highly qualified Emirati men and women who can lead, innovate, inspire, and drive positive changes in UAE-based organizations but are not being given equal opportunities to work and thrive just because they are exceptional? What a strange paradox. On one hand, we are being urged to be the best in all what we do, innovate, lead the way, and aim for the stars. On the other, many unqualified expatriates are being given access to very sensitive roles across the various dynamic sectors in our country with enormous privileges and the right to control the destiny of our local talent through daring to harass and manipulate many of them from their existing jobs or rejecting qualified Emirati applicants for flimsy reasons after job interviews. Most expatriate employers play such games due to their unjustified fears or insecurities without any monitoring or accountabilities from the concerned authorities. The million dirham question here is, where should these talented and qualified Emiratis go? Should they complain to Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization, who says, well, so and so companies are not under our domains? Hey, but you are the Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization. No, we can only help Emiratis who are currently in the job market. If you are an Emirati looking for a job, we suggest you contact Nafis, which is, by the way, the entity under MOHRE itself. Fair enough. We have contacted Nafis. Do you know what they said? Thank you for contacting Nafis. You can apply for new jobs on the Nafis platform. No. Really? Such a mind-blowing idea that never crossed my mind. And then, let me tell you something. Most of the jobs that are advertised on the Nafis platform are just suitable for trainees, fresh graduates, or those with 1 or 2 years of experience. Where should seasoned Emirati professionals and leaders go? Tell me. You see, so many Emiratis are suffering from similar scenarios when it comes to work and job search. You can open Instagram and read the comments under MOHRE and Nafis to learn that it's our reality as Emiratis and understand how aggravated the situation is to most of us. Now, the question that comes to the mind of many Emirati job seekers is, what is the mechanism for reporting such violations and discriminatory practices by these companies against local citizens, and whose responsibility it is to hold such employers accountable and set the right parameters so that Emiratis get fair opportunities to work and thrive in their careers? Please share your opinions in the comments box. Back to our main topic. Let's visualize this for a moment. What would be the new reality of our institutions and companies in the UAE once the memorandum of compulsory localizing all leadership and strategic positions in human resources across public and private sector has been passed and enforced? How would things be different when we have capable and highly qualified Emiratis who will run the show and turn our leaders' vision into reality. And by the way, we are a country that is turning 52 years old by the end of this year. Don't ever entertain the baseless rumors about Emiratis, their work ethics, and their qualification, or unprofessionalism. These are all excuses spread by those who are terrified by our capabilities and potential as Emiratis because we can achieve better outcomes ethically and in relatively less time frames. In fact, we have a lot of highly qualified and experienced local talent who can lead HR and other business functions and achieve the impossible. Once we entrust the right Emiratis with the responsibility of leading the HR function and give them fair opportunities to develop the appropriate strategies that correspond with the vision and aspiration of the UAE government and the purpose of the organization, we will gain 4 main benefits. First, we will save ourselves as a nation years of unnecessary efforts and resources that we are currently investing to explain and justify to others why hiring Emiratis is the right thing to do. Others who either have no idea about the strategic implications of this on a state level, or they are not concerned whatsoever in all this and working hard to sabotage our resources to serve their own personal interests. We will save our local youth and talented citizens the hurdles of continuously seeking jobs but getting rejected for reasons that have nothing to do with the job, but everything to do with the employer's rigid mindset, prejudices, and insecurities. Secondly, reducing the immense pressure that is currently placed on the Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization due to the wrong practices and breaches that many companies have with regard to compliance, workforce management, corporate irresponsibility, and strategic misalignment in general, whether with their local or expatriate employees. Once we have qualified Emirati HR professionals leading this key function in our organizations, they will be capable to deal with such institutional challenges compared to their counterparts, or at least know who to consult or talk to in order to resolve these issues within the organization. We then become the partners of MOHRE and enable them to focus on more bigger picture and strategic matters rather than dealing with the transactional problems and complaints of companies that capable HR professionals can solve for their organizations. Thirdly, we will succeed as a nation when we establish an organizational institutional center or center of excellence representing a unique body of knowledge that contains the best practices in the field of nationalization. This will include the frameworks, systems, and processes that will enable developing and implementing effective Emiratization programs locally and showcasing our success stories regionally and globally, which would put us in a leading position as a nation in an area that we have been and still facing challenges in. And as I mentioned, we can solve this dilemma as a nation by trusting and empowering our national cadres in human resources and enjoy the fruits that this remarkable decision will reap. Finally, and the most important thing we are going to benefit from this decision as a nation is, of course, that our national talented men and women, whether fresh graduates or experienced professionals, will be able to get their most basic rights as citizens, which is the right to work in their own country and in jobs that they are qualified for, without having a foreign person interfering and determining their fate, then wasting huge human potential just out of fear or insecurity. We will put an end to this current reality of wasting enormous human energies through unjustified rejections and unfairly denying their access to rightful work opportunities because they will be taken care of by their Emirati brothers and sisters who will be their partners in progress rather than insecure from their success. Our local talent then will play an integral role in the development of this country rather than sitting at home for years due to constant rejections from mean employers, or even being forced to accept jobs that don't match their qualifications and capabilities just to earn a living. And trust me, almost every Emirati home has one or more of these unfortunate stories, and the loop will continue unless we enforce some drastic changes like the one we talked about in this episode. If you are one of these Emiratis, kindly share your story with us in the comments box. Also, please give me your ideas and suggestions about other Emiratization-related aspects that you would like me to talk about in the upcoming episodes of this program. For example, I'm thinking to dedicate one of the episodes to talk about the various excuses that employers use to reject Emirati applicants just to spread awareness about this matter. I can also make another episode on the perceived versus the actual role of an Emiratization manager or head in any organization, and how in reality, most of them are creating more hurdles that are keeping us from achieving our Emiratization dream as a nation through their complacency, lack of courage, and assertiveness, and the way forward. I hope you have found today's episode informative and valuable. If you did, please hit the like button and don't forget to share and subscribe. And if you have got any questions or comments, kindly leave them in the comments box. Also, don't forget to connect with me on my various social media platforms and visit my website www.alhebsi.com. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Till then, take care.